I saw that this remarkable peace process had taken place, and I could not understand for the life of me why it wasn't trumpeted on the front page of every newspaper across the world. And I also think that Trump's team should have got a Nobel Peace Prize for it. I cannot see how you can possibly make a counter-argument to that for all of Trump's flaws and for his administration's flaws. This was a major accomplishment. And yet, and I know the Saudis were behind it. You know, they didn't sign it, but it wouldn't have gone forward without their nod and wink. And I believe, that if Biden would have taken the opportunity and been a bit magnanimous in his response to Trump, which he could have been, instead of thinking of him as Satan himself, that he could have enticed the Saudis into a peace accord. And we wouldn't be in this damn situation now.
Whatever you think of Jordan Peterson, whatever you think of Donald Trump, he's 100% right about this. The Abraham Accords were one of the most revolutionary peace deals of our time, a peace deal that nobody ever thought was possible, and it was brought together by the Trump administration. Any other administration that had done this, be it Bush, Obama, anyone, would have obviously gotten the Nobel Peace Prize. They do not want President Trump to have the Nobel Peace Prize because the way that he achieves peace is by actually having a set of balls and telling people, if you don't do what we want, you're going to feel the fire and fury of America. He stopped North Korea in his tracks. He stopped so many countries that were hating us and bringing us all kinds of hell. He stopped them all. For 4 years, you didn't have a problem. The minute he gets out, you have bombs going off all over the Middle East. You have Russia going into Ukraine. You have Ukraine acting like they can't stop the war. They have to keep fighting forever, even though they're losing an entire generation of their people. You have a disaster on your hands. Why? All because President Trump left the White House. He put these stupid sons of bitches, Victoria Nuland, Joe Biden, Anthony Blinken, all these people who belong in a cave somewhere in hiding because they're stupid. He put them all in charge. That was the problem. The Joe Biden, George Soros administration is a crisis. So yeah, Jordan Peterson's 100% right on this issue. The Abraham Accords deserve the Nobel Peace Prize. If President Trump had actually been able to continue on with the second term that he won, you would have probably had the peace deal between Saudi Arabia and Israel, which would have been a huge deal. Of course, you're never going to have any of that right now. You might not even have Israel on the map. You might not even have the map of the Middle East look remotely the same by the time Trump gets back in 24. You might not even have Ukraine on the map. All of these countries are up in flames. All of these countries are just in chaos. Why? Because the leader of America is an 80-year-old dotard who's run around by the stupidest human beings and the most corrupt human beings on the planet. Look at Africa. There's coups all over Africa. None of this was happening under President Trump. So he doesn't just deserve one Nobel Peace Prize. He deserves about 3 or 4. And while we're at it, Rick Grinnell deserves 1 too for Serbia and Kosovo. That was a peace deal nobody ever thought was going to happen. And guess what? That's unraveling too. It's a joke.